Corinne Crabtree, as I stated. My business is the No BS Weight Loss Program. We are over 13,000 members now, and we just finished a major launch where we welcomed in over 2,000 new members, which is exciting. But I'm like many of you. I started my business 15 years ago, and I just had a passion and a desire to help other people lose weight. I had lost 100 pounds, and I had done it in a way that I had never done it before, which means I had tried lots of diets and I knew what didn't work. And just like many entrepreneurs, once I figured out what I was so sick and tired of not having in a weight loss program and figured out what I needed, I wanted to be able to help other people do the same thing. So one of the things that I want to share today that's really important when you are starting your business, if you want to figure out how to make yourself unique in the business space, it is simply this. You think about, what is it that I know and that I love doing? Like, what is my passion? What is something that, like, I know how to do it. I know what I would want to teach. I could talk about this shit all day long. And so you want to kind of take what it is that you know and that you love. And then you want to ask this question. And I think it's really smart. I actually got this from Marie Forleo. I was looking at some stuff that she was doing on YouTube. I think Marie Forleo is a great person for a lot of you to follow. It is, what is it that my customers wish they had? So like if you're in the diet industry, like for me, I wanted someone to help me like get over the hurdle of believing. Like I knew a lot of things to lose weight, but God, I was so hard on myself and I would beat myself up. And it just felt like every diet felt like a punishment. And I just wanted to lose weight easy. And I just wanted to feel better. And then the second part of the question is, what pisses my customers off? Like when you were solving your problem, if that's what you're starting a business around, when you would go out, what pissed you off? So I was sitting there thinking about this morning. And one of the things that always pissed me off about diets is they would say they're going to help you and they don't help you. Like you get in, like right now, if you join Weight Watchers, if you join Noom, if you join these things, they say they have coaches, but they don't really have coaches. They have bots. They have automated scripts. They have I feel like they're going through the motions, but if I need a lifeline in a human and somebody who gets it, you just couldn't get that. And so when I was building my business, I was really trying to address two major needs that I knew people who were losing weight were going to need, that I couldn't find anywhere else, but I found within me, which is these ladies need to learn how to talk better to themselves. They're never going to get anywhere if they don't know how to talk better to themselves. So I knew that was going to be a key component of what made me different than the weight loss industry. And the thing that pissed me off, that was pissing clients off all the time, was that when they needed help, they just couldn't get it. They could get automated help. They could get, I would call Kool-Aid, cookie cutter help and stuff, but they couldn't get human. And they couldn't get that feeling of like, we're in this together, true community. So when I created my business, it was going to be on those foundations. It's also what I enjoy. I've always loved bringing people together. I've always enjoyed, I'm kind of an extrovert. I've always enjoyed that part. I like talking. So I just made sure that I created my business around what I love doing and what I knew my customers would love. Now, that also means that you are going to alienate a lot of people. There are going to be people who don't want to believe in themselves. They just want a food plan. Well, they go somewhere else. You're going to, the thing that you want to remember is that through pushing away the right people, you are going to be happier doing your work, showing up for people who are going to be very happy to have it. That is a beautiful combination to have. So 15 years ago, that's how I started. All free stuff on the internet that I could find. I didn't pay for anything in the very beginning. I had $0 to invest. We didn't have any money for me to start a business. All I could do was I had a laptop that from a past job, they didn't even want that thing anymore and they let me keep it. It was so busted. But I found free shit on the internet. And this was even before we had Facebook. This is before we had Google. We just didn't have a lot of resources, but I was crafty. I knew that I wanted to help people. And I just kept that in my mind. For several years, my business did not make any money. I had what's called a jobby, which is what my friend Chris Plackey says is a combination between a hobby and a job. Now, I did that for a long time. I did love working. I was bringing in some money, but it was costing me just as much to run the business as it was to bring in some money. And I made a decision in 2015 that I was no longer going to have a jobby, that I was actually going to turn this into a real business. That meant I had to start making decisions on how much was I really going to charge. Maybe that was going to piss some people off that I had in my membership at the time who was like, I don't want you to grow. I want you to stay really small. I want it to just be the, 100 of us for the rest of our lives. But I knew that I wanted to help more people. So I had to start thinking about my business like a business. So I did all of that. And it took me from 2015 to 2022 to build the business that you have in front of you now. From 2007 to 2015, I did learn a lot. And if I could change one thing, it would be that from the very beginning, that I would have taken my business seriously and not think poorly of myself, like I didn't have enough to offer. What is the first piece of tech you recommend for life coaches? The first piece of tech, good Lord, I would like your computer. Like you're going to have a computer, at least a phone. I don't want y'all overthinking the tech part. For most of you, you really just need to get started on social. You might want to start a small website. And y'all don't complicate this shit. This is the biggest mistake that I watch people do in business, which is they look at other businesses and they think, oh shit, I need all of that. No, you fucking don't. That is one of the things that I will be teaching when I have my offering. But like one of the first things that I would do is I would make sure that you know which social media platform you like. And when I mean you like, it means you're comfortable on it. You're comfortable using it. Like Facebook, if you love video, then you'll want to maybe use Facebook because you can do Facebook Live. If you like writing more than you like being on camera, you might want to start with a website and a blog. Blogs are still doing really well out there. But if I was going to say anything, it would be I would get on social media first because this does not mean, this is the thing about social media. This is what I watch y'all do. I was coaching somebody on it the other day. You're going to get uber nervous. You're not going to want to go Facebook Live. You're going to be afraid you're going to create a post and the world is going to see me. I'm going to be so exposed like a fucking lobster on a rock somewhere roasted. No one's going to hear your shit at first. Do you know why you start a social media channel in the beginning? So that you can practice your janky ass shit. So you can get over your nervousness. So you can get over your hurdles. No one fucking cares about you in the beginning. You don't just like start a Facebook page and suddenly have thousands of followers. No one goes viral. The only thing that goes viral is like cat videos, babies laughing. Y'all don't need to worry at all about tons of people hearing you. What you do need to do, though, is if you want lots of people hearing you and you want people paying attention to you, number one, you have to actually be talking. That just has to happen. So we need to make sure we're creating some posts that we're doing those things. Number two, you have to do the janky stuff first. I would give my eye teeth if I could find my beginner crap so that all of you could see I had nothing special. I didn't even pay for a website until about 3 or 4 years in. I just created free websites. Blogs were just starting. It was the newness of the internet. I couldn't just Google what to do. I didn't have a Facebook Live or a YouTube to go and see what's the best strategy. Y'all are living in the age where you can figure this out simply. So many people have done it before you now. So get over your horse shit that this is like hard to do or whatever. What's hard to do is starting. And why it's hard to start is because of your shitty ass thoughts about no one's going to see me, or everyone's going to see me, or what if I say the wrong thing? What if they don't like me? That's the hard part. You getting over your drama. If you're going to be a coach and you are going to help people, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking about you and start thinking about them. Your client is who's important. Your insecurities, wub up for 20 minutes in the morning under a blanket, cry, and have your own back. And then you know what you do? You go to work for the rest of the damn day. That's what I do. I do worry about what people think about me. Before I got on this call, I was like, oh, this shirt's not even been ironed. Like, well, they're going to think that you're some kind of business person who doesn't even iron their own clothes. I had all my shitty thoughts. But guess what I didn't do? Send an email out telling everybody, can't be here today because I'm worried what people going to think. Y'all, those who will thrive, not survive, but those who will thrive will care so much about their clients that when they feel insecure, they are willing to go forward anyway because some woman or some person is sitting there right now. I thought about this morning. I was thinking about like what a long day I had, and it was about me. And then it dawned on me that somewhere in the world right now, lots of women are praying to God, literally praying that they can lose their weight, that they can overcome their struggle. And if the good Lord would just help them figure it out. And I just thought about that. Whatever niche you have, whatever you offer, someone is in pain and wishes you'd start a social media channel. They want you to go find them. They need you. They're in way more pain than you are over your nervousness and your fear about what you're putting out. So when it comes back to like, where should I start in tech? I would start with social. It is the cheapest. It doesn't cost you anything to create a page. It is like there's thousands of books on it. You can follow people and they'll teach you everything you need to do, but you need one. And you need to start posting and getting over yourself and figuring out how you're going to talk to your person every day. And you answer their fucking questions. You ask them what questions they have. You follow other people in similar niches than you who are bigger than you. Look and see what their people are asking. Whatever their people are asking is the exact content you need to create for your social. How do you get over the fear of contacting people and getting through your message to a customer when I don't like talking to people? The best way to do that is to know, like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show up on these calls and I'm going to be scared as shit. That's the best way to get over fear, is to take your fear with you and do it anyway. Most of y'all, what you're wanting to do is like, help me figure out how to have confidence first so I don't have to feel bad about talking to people. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to feel really shitty talking to people for a while until you get used to it, until your brain is like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought. Like nothing bad's happening to me. Your brain thinks you're going to get on a call with somebody and surely to God, you're going to die. It's called faux fear. There's real fear and then there's faux fear. Real fear is I am outside. Suddenly a puma comes running out from the tree line at 90 miles an hour to eat me. And I am draped in pork chops. That's real fear. Faux fear is, oh my God, I got to get on the phone and talk to someone. And they might even say no. You ain't gonna die. But your brain, guess what it does? It sends the exact same chemicals through your body. It's like, I'm going to get on the phone and the puma's coming. It's going to react exactly the same physically, but you have to remind yourself, nothing is really happening to me. I'm just scared of rejection. I'm probably going to get rejected some, but some will say yes too. There we go. That's just enough to tamp down like balls ass. I'm only focused on what can go wrong fear to like, it's normal to be afraid. It's human reaction. I'm not used to selling my shit yet. Guess what? I'm going to have to sell my shit pretty fucking janky and get some no's. They're going to have to tell me why they don't want it. So the next time I get on a call, I don't say that same shit again. I say new shit based on what this person told me was. That's how we have to do it. I'd love to be like Corinne, the fairy godmother, and, you know, I don't have a wand, but we'll pretend my empty water bottle is, and wave my wand is like, entrepreneurs, you have it in you, and you can all go do it now. No. The only one that gets waved is the one where you've been rejected 10 or 12 times before you're like, oh, yeah, I should probably quit saying that. I said that one more time. They keep asking the same question. Probably should start talking about that. That's how you get over fear. You learn. Because when you're learning, can't be afraid. But you got to get on them calls. You got to do this shit. Engagingly talk to a screen each day when it doesn't speak back. Well, a couple of tips, because I do this all day. I'm doing it right now. Like, y'all ain't talking to me. I'm kind of talking to myself, and I'm not even looking at myself. I've got me covered up. I used to like to, so a lot of times I like to look at myself because it makes me feel like there's another person. But I got a new fancy camera, when I look at myself, I'm not looking at you. So I'm practicing now looking at this ugly little, it looks like a big eyeball. That's it. It just is like a boring ass eyeball, and that's all. So what I do is I really just sit and think that there is an audience on the other side. There are like a lot of times, like just a minute ago when I was talking about dreaming and stuff, in my mind, I had a picture of a woman sitting with paper and she's writing about her dreams. And that makes it easier for me to just talk to a screen for the day. So it's just, you know, what you can do is you can Google like, how to host a webinar and it be engaging, something along those lines, and you'll get a lot more tips. But for me, number one, you got to be willing to go live and it be awkward for a while. Like that's the big thing is I've gotten good at it because I have been doing this. I will bet you I have been live 10,000 hours at this point, maybe more. I don't know. I mean, literally, I have coached, I have taught classes, I've done Q&As, I have podcasts. I have just sat and basically had to imagine somebody on the other side whose dreams depend on me showing up and connecting with them. And so a lot of it is also just the thoughts you have. If you're thinking, I'm talking to a blank screen, this is really hard, it's not going to help you. But when you think about somebody is on the other side, there is somebody sitting there right now and they're waiting on me to say something so they can take some action today. There's something I'll say today, and I know in my heart, I'm going to say something and somebody's going to be like, that really helped. That was like what I needed to hear. Like they may not go out and do, like I may never hear about the epic things they do, but I guarantee you, someone's going to plan their week this week based on what I just taught in the very beginning. Somebody made a to-do list while I was talking. Somebody wrote down like, well, I'm going to dream tomorrow. And just knowing that and like thinking more about what the person on the other side might be able to do, the action that they might be able to take, like putting my head in their place is what's really helpful rather than being in my head about what I don't like and what's hard for me.